Rampage was an arcade game released in 1986 by Midway Games that put you in the shoes of giant monsters trying to survive an onslaught of military forces. These monsters included the likes of George, a giant gorilla, Lizzie, a lizard turned into a Godzilla lookalike, and Ralph, a massive werewolf, all of who took a page out of King Kong's book and climbed up buildings, abducted humans, and of course, fought one another. Like any other popular video game property, it's now a movie. Surprise, surprise. Featuring Dwayne the Rock Johnson. And like every other video game movie, it's got a ton of Easter eggs. So today we're counting them down with our list of the top 10 Easter eggs that you missed in Rampage. And at number 10, the rat. There's a rat in the film that was featured in the game, named Larry the Lab Rat. The character in the games is only featured in the Atari Lynx version of the game. Director Brad Payton slipped Larry into the film and has said that if you look closely in the background of Brett and Claire's office, you'll take notice. Also, Claire has a pet rat. And at number 9, the actual game. It should be no surprise that the original Rampage game made its way into the film as an Easter egg. In the same office that we mentioned in our last number, Claire and Brett Wyden, who are played by Malik Ackerman and Jake Lacey, have a copy of the original co-op version of the game that can be seen in the background as part of the set deck. And at number 8, Project Rampage. Turns out our last number goes a bit further than just being a cute little Easter egg. In the film, Ackerman's evil scheme is called Project Rampage. According to director Brad Payton, it's a legit theory to speculate that the game itself is what inspired Project Rampage in the film. I quote, "The name of their project was Project Rampage, so I didn't want to pin it down, but I wanted to give it a go." Yeah, she could have actually been a fan of the game to name it that. And then if you needed to find out why they called the movie Rampage, you also have the fact that the whole thing was started by Project Rampage, so it's very possible. And at number 7, George's white fur. In a bit of a reverse Easter egg here, some fans may be wondering why on earth George's fur is white when in the original game, the character always has dark fur. Turns out the reason why his fur color was changed was to avoid another reference to a massive iconic ape, King Kong. While the game itself definitely took inspiration from the popularity that King Kong has gained over the years, Brad Payton didn't want to draw any more similarities in the film itself. Kinda hard to do there, Brad. And at number 6, the DCEU connection. Some fans are speculating about whether Dwayne Johnson's character, Davis, in Rampage will somehow be connected to the DCEU, which is kind of a long shot. More on that in a sec. Aside from Rampage being a Warner Brothers film, there's a scene in which Johnson's and Naomi Harris's characters are detained by Agent Russell, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. They question Russell about what government agency he works for, and the Justice League is mentioned. While it's quite possibly just a throwaway line, some eager fans are questioning whether or not that'll have some sort of grander impact in the near future, which will probably be unlikely, considering Johnson is set to play Black Adam in the DCEU. And at number 5, building action. One of the more direct references to the Rampage games throughout the film is how George, Ralph, and Lizzie interact over the cityscape terrains they're destroying. In the game, the way that you move around buildings is by climbing them or jumping on top of them, both of which made it into the film instead of just simply having the giant creatures smash their way through like bulldozers. They even smash their hands into the buildings like you can in the game. Up next, number 4, Alien. For those of you who are fans of the Alien franchise and all things xenomorph, there was a subtle reference to one of the scenes in the first Alien film in this movie, in which the xenomorph comes up behind Samuel Brett before his death. You know the iconic moment where its drool falls from its mouth? There's a similar moment in Rampage, featuring Joe Manganiello's character and Ralph the Wolf, where Ralph's drool drops down onto him. Up next at 3, power-ups. A bit of a smaller Easter egg here for those familiar with Rampage World Tour. So in that game you can get a power-up that will turn your monster into a new beast called a Vern, which stands for Violently Enraged Radioactive Nemesis. These power-ups come in the form of a vat that contains purple radioactive waste, and the Vern itself is a gigantic bat creature. This bat-esque transformation was adapted into the film too, as seen with Ralph the Wolf, which explains why he has wings. And at number 2, Brian Colin. Brian Colin was the creator of Rampage and makes several cameos in the film adaptation. The most notable is in a shot where he's running away from George. Funny enough, this is a reference to a hidden Easter egg in the original game, where 3 humans transform into 3 monsters. Colin is the human that turns into George, his wife Lizzie is the one who turns into Lizzie, and the head programmer of the game, Jeff Nauman, is Ralph. And finally, and at number 1, the red dress. Director Brad Payton went out of his way to include multiple Easter eggs in the film, but his favorite by far is the woman in the red dress, which is worn by Malin Ackerman, who plays the villain Claire. Those who have played the game likely remember one of the more noticeable civilians that you can pick up, a woman in a red dress. If you grabbed her, you'd be getting a hefty amount of points for doing so, and you can also eat her. Despite the woman not having a narrative impact on the game, Payton went on to say that the woman in the red dress is, I quote, "to me the ultimate Easter egg. Part of the challenge with this was balancing an adaptation interpretation and doing an original mythology and plot and storyline. He also noted that at the top of the stand-up arcade game it would say Rampage, and it would have George holding the woman in the red dress. Another reason why this was so important for him to include in the movie. Alright, there we have it, friends. Which of these Easter eggs did you catch? Which ones completely slipped your mind? Let us know in those comments below. If you guys dug this video, please spread some love by hitting those like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget to check out our playlist that's flashing on your screen right now for more gaming videos, including ones with a ton of different Easter eggs from recent films and games. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Catch you all in the next one.